So I was thinking the other day, to myself, we have a conversation, a couple of times a week or whatever it is. And I was like, you know what? There's a release that I haven't picked up yet. And I've been meaning to cover it. I've been wanting to get it. But what is going to kind of push me over the edge to get it? Because it's not necessarily on my radar. I've still got like this whole line of Yellow Veil pictures to kind of dive into and see. I haven't even opened these yet. There's so much to cover. So much is coming out on a weekly basis that I want to cover, that I want to talk about, that I want to let you know if you should buy it or not buy it. That I was like, I want to cover this on the channel. And you know what? I said, why not? And that led me to whatnot. That's not exactly what happened. Anyway, I know Jeff from Films at Home does some whatnot stuff where he sells some stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into one of these things, see what he's selling, because it was an all Vinegar Syndrome one. And I was like, you know me, I love me some Vinegar Syndrome. So I was like, let me see what he's got going on. I know this stuff was probably going to sell for like higher than what I wanted to pay, as I could just go on the site or I could go on eBay. You know what? That's neither here nor there. So I saw Fizzlewell in there. There were so many of us kind of in there. And so I was like, you know what? Let me see. The last thing was actually the thing that I wanted. And the only thing that really drove me to buy it, as I could have bought it far cheaper than what it ended up going for anyway, was there was some swag in there, so thanks, Jeff. I know you don't know that I'm the one who bought it, but it was me all along. What I picked up, you clicked on the thumbnail, it's the Lost Picture Show from Vinegar Syndrome. But what was exciting was he's like, I'm going to throw in some swag from Vinegar Syndrome. And again, you know me, I'll take some swag. I always use my points to buy some swag or some of the gold leaf things for the covers, but I got me a koozie, which I was actually thinking about buying this the other day, or, using my points to do it. And I got a bunch of other stuff, and one thing that it has is it's going to be hard to see this, a Tammy and the T-Rex pen, which, most of you don't know this because I've never covered. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, bad movies of all time. They actually just released a Tammy and the T-Rex t-shirt, and I got to have it, and I did get it, so it'll come eventually, and you'll see me wearing it soon. Anyway, let's get into this release. I belabored on about how this came about, but that's how it came about. I just went on Jeff's Whatnot stream. It was all Vinegar Syndrome, and I popped in and got something. So thanks, Jeff. Anyway, you got to help out the smaller YouTubers, They're just struggling along, 200, 300 subs. You got to help, build the man up. Anyway, let's get into this release. We're not going to go really in depth in the video and the audio quality, as these are all really old, almost lost films, which is what this is. 16 millimeter. They don't all look good. They look fine for what they are. The audio is a hit and miss on some of these, but that's not why you buy a set like this. You buy it because it's got weird movies like Barbara in it, which I do want to touch on a little bit after this. I do want to show this off real quick, so let's get through this packaging, and then we'll talk about all the other good stuff. So here is the front. Side, top, bottom, whatever. Anyway, this is very reminiscent of a Vinegar Syndrome Ultra, so if you own any of those, you've seen me cover, I'll link my Southern Comfort review that I just did. Anyway, it's magnetic, so it opens like a giant-ass encyclopedia here. It's an encyclopedia of weird movies, if you were. So anyway, this thing opens up. It's ginormous. This thing's crazy. They actually sell a poster, which, has all this on there. But we got to back this thing up. So there's the front. Let's actually get a shot of the back, because I also think the artwork for this is incredible. Look at that. There's a poster on their website that actually has this, which is pretty awesome. 10 films that are of varying quality, genres. It's a very eclectic set, if you will. Let's get into the first side. Now, I've watched one full disc. I have not even opened the other one, but it's really not about how they said, the quality of these films. I just kind of wanted to dive in, see what they were all about. I'm looking to dive into the other half on my vacation that I've got coming up. So let's get into this. First, you got a little booklet here. It's kind of got all your stuff about these films, which is pretty rad. I love these little booklets, and it does add a lot to this release. Then we've got our slipcover for our first set of films. I'm just saying, how many sets can you buy where you got Jesus on the front and titties on the back? There's not many sets that you can buy that have both included, These things are usually far away from each other, and here they are, included together. Anyway, here's the inner set. Front, back, inside. We've got some film canisters here. Again, some of that sweet, cool, newspaper clipping type article stuff there. So the movies on this first set are Barbara, Las Vegas Strangler, Last American Hobos, Voodoo Heartbeat, and What's Love got to do with it? Anyway, no, it's actually just called What's Love. Barbara. I want to talk about Barbara for just a minute. So when you pop this in, you get, your your Vinegar Syndrome, little intro thing. And then it goes to the menu and you can select the film. And there's like, hey, play film or play with intro. So I watched the intro. It's got a dude from Vinegar Syndrome talking about how much he loves this film and all of that. And I was like, okay, how it's like a counterculture type movie where they're trying to like push sexual stuff, but it might be too like, perverse and stuff that it may have had the counter, thing that they were trying to accomplish. And I'll give you a little scene. This is the first 5 minutes of this movie. And I'll set the scene. So we've got man A, peeping Tom. He's looking at the beach with man B, B for beach, on the beach. And then we've got lady C over there. They're doing, what they're doing. You didn't come here for that kind of lesson, this ain't no school. Anyway, they're doing their thing. This film starts with a bang, literally. Anyway, they're doing that. He makes his way over. Now, while this is happening, you would think there would be some music. No, there's like some droning, monotone speech, everything. It's got like 30 layers of audio, probably 2 or 3. But anyway, it's got some layered audio here. They're going at it. And so man A makes his way to man B and lady C, and they are done. He rolls over, face into sand. Weird thing. I don't know why after that you just roll over, face first into sand, but that's what the man does. Then man A proceeds to just, have his way with lady C, and she's like, and then turns around and she's like, okay, whatever. Anyway, that's the movie you're getting into anyway. And so then, once he's done with lady C, goes over to man B and does his thing with man B. So, A, B, and C are all kind of together at this point. That's the first 5 minutes of this movie, and I was like, what the hell am I watching? Anyway, it was a weird romp, literally, and I was like, okay, you know what? Worth every penny. Bunch of weird films, and they got weirder and better. I liked, what was the other movie? Sorry. Las Vegas Strangler. I liked that one a lot. That was cool. Anyway, let's move on to the second set here. Got another book here. Front and back, some kissing, some smooching. And then we've got our second set. Again, I have not opened this, but we got Lady, Devil. We got some Model T here, so we got a lot going on there. Looking forward to this. There's the front of that, back, and the inside, I assume, is the same. Anyway, we've got Beware Black Widow. Deep inside, like our characters from Barbara. Deep inside, Rare Blue Apes, Red Midnight, and Violated like that woman was. She didn't want that. I mean, I don't know if she wanted it or not. It was random. Anyway, that's all the movies on this set. So, that's what you get. You get this giant set. It is still available on their site. I believe it is $79.99 on sale. I highly recommend you grab it. If you like weird, if you like strange, if you're watching this channel, you probably like weird and strange. So if this is something you think that you would like to add to your collection, hit me up down below. Let me know. Or if you already own it, which of these films did you actually enjoy? If you watched all of them, which is your favorite? Even though it's a little late, better late than never. And, I'm going to cover what I want to cover on the channel anyway. So, whatever with the views or whatnot. But you should watch it. You already watched it anyway. So that's all I've got. I'm going to link some videos for you at the end as always. And look forward for some more reviews coming. We got a lot coming, a lot of Scream Factory, some Arrow, some Vinegar Syndrome stuff. We've got some Yellow Veil Picture stuff that I want to dive into at some point. I got a new series that's brewing that's going to bring some other collectors into the fold, some collaborations, which I've never done on this channel. So that'll be interesting and cool, and I'll get to branch out and meet some new people. So it sounds exciting, and look forward to that. So like I said, become part of the collective, and I'll talk to you guys in my next review.